Hello, this is David Dean, and we finally got somebody's home base in Twine Peaks. This is, what a great name, Uddertoucher. And I'll just leave that as that. But this fort is just awesome. He has definitely built it up into a fortress, extremely well defended. And I'm going to go ahead and give a run through of not only his fort, but also talking about building tips for building in Twine Peaks. It is extremely difficult and challenging, and I absolutely love it. This is my favorite place to build, and I can't wait till I get back here. Actually, I'm going to start over here to the east. If you watched my very first videos, I did them on Twine Peaks. And every zone has a side of the home base that you can't put an amplifier down, and you'll just constantly can be attacked from that direction. And in this case, it is the east side. So this is definitely the one you want to build up the strongest. He did a trick that I often do here. It's really important because, as you will see as I run out here, a lava ball drops from the sky and blows things up. So what he did, he had put out wood floors all over the area, and really there's only two targets, two places the lava ball hits in each area. So one was right there, which took out an area, and then it must have came over here and took out this area. And since there's lava right there and he didn't want to be walking on the lava, he put the wood floor down that makes it safe. But he knows that these two areas, both of them 2 by 2, is where the lava ball hits. You can't build anything except for 3 tiles up. So if you really wanted to do this heavy, you could do 3 wall pieces with a ceiling and then put in tire traps. And the lava ball will fly right through the ceiling, not doing any damage. And when the lava ball goes off, it won't damage. I did that for a little while, realized that tire traps just did not do enough damage to make them worthwhile unless they're on a slant, but I wanted to let you know you could do that. Right here is the main spawn point, and he is just killing on contact. The second these guys spawn, all this is going to be going off on them. All the ceiling electric fields, he does those in the back since they do, or actually middle row, since they do a 1 tile radius area to affect attack. He has the wall darts. They detect mobs within 3 tiles, but shoot out 6 tiles. So the entire length of this is going to have wall darts going. Also over here, there is a natural rock outcropping right here that mobs can sneak around. And what he has done is totally block it off. I do it on my build with launchers to send them flying, but this is actually kind of better when you send them flying. They don't always die, and then they come up in strange places. The only issue there was one time I had a wave here with propane tanks, and those guys would take out these walls pretty fast, and there was maybe 2 or 3 times I had smashers. But yeah, he's going to kill the vast majority of things before they get anywhere. And if they do get anywhere, they come into this area, getting eaten up by the wall darts, and they sit up on top there with rifles and snipers, taking anything out that actually gets into this open area. Anything that manages to survive that gets up in here. And this is one thing about, he did a really good. This guy is a very tactical individual. Right here is the line where they want to go. They want to go straight up to that blue light going up that's in the middle of the home base, which of course they can't because there's this big old rock here. So they will go around, he knocks them down, and instead of having them go up the natural ramp here, he has a staircase he built to help them out, to get them up here this way. And he has a floor launcher on it with a 45 launching them off down over here. Then they have to go back up through the trap tunnel he put. Let's head on down. Take a little bit of damage. Alright, but then they have to go up through here, through the trap tunnel, more traps, and back out in the middle. And that lava ball will take out the husk. So the more times you have them walking through this area, the more times they're going to get nailed by that giant lava ball. And then once again, if they do make it around this tile, and here you may even want to put in a little half wall or a one tile wall right there, just to make them stay on this floor tile a little bit longer. But then they get in here, he built a 2x2 room with launchers and timeout rooms. This one even has a launcher, does the 45. Actually, it doesn't send them down, it sends them up to a trap area that has another launcher to another 45. And he's done this repeatedly in this build, where he has that stair step launcher. People have different names for it, elevator, catapult. And he does those a lot, and they are such great fun. And of course, he was smart about this and put a 45 at the end, because the only thing really getting up here is going to be smashers. And you want to put a 45 so they don't charge your home base. And yeah, this is a great, strong build on the south, or on the east side. And he did some additional trapping up here just in case. If anything, like those little dwarf husks start jumping up here and attacking them as they are sniping. And he has traps all over the place that will take out those annoying little guys. But yeah, here is the second step of that launcher. 45. He did put the ceiling electric field out there. He said he wasn't sure if it would go off in time to take him out or not. Probably unlikely, but it still looks cool whether it does it or not. So, but no, he has that all going here. And then up here, somebody called it the iron flower, what I do at the top of my amplifiers with the slanted pieces. So he has that up here at the very top. Once again, all that's going to be coming up here is flinger trash. And let's see. How do we get up there? All right. And he actually does have, no, he has it very strong, but he has it so you can get around really fast. And everything that comes up here, all that flinger trash, all those little dwarf husks, they're going to go for the middle, straight to the light, and start beating on this plate. So he lets them in. Let them come in, and they get eaten up with traps in a heartbeat. Nothing is going to get thrown up here that has any decent health. Whatever gets thrown up here is going to get taken out with traps in a heartbeat. Alright, let's get to the north side. And yeah, let's start from far out. That will work better. On here, the spawn point. Whoop, another lava ball. And actually where that lava ball is a spawn point, there's Udder. And you will get a few. Just a few of those purple tentacles up here. Maybe 2 or 3 here. And sometimes you will get 1 or 2 over here. All the rest will be down here. And what he has done is put that in this wood floor to see where they spawn. So it's going to blow up, and when it does blow up, it might take out 1 or 2 of these sidewalls, but most of them should be okay. And then you're going to get eaten up with the ceiling traps, and then you're going to come up here. And you could even do, I've seen people where they put walls in here with traps on them, and they seem to survive. One thing about this side before I go any further, this one stops spawning very early on. I believe it's once you put down this amplifier over here to the west. But, I mean, the amplifier is way out there and should not impact this spawn point. But it seems like it does. Udder, definitely let us know if you get a spawn here, since you have already placed down. He is on Storm Shield defense. I think he completed 1 and getting ready for 2. And but I never had anything spawn here after Storm Shield 3 on mine, and I ended up tearing it all up because you will need every single building piece in here if you're going to go all the way to Storm Shield Defense number 10. But anyway, everything that spawns over here, he has it split off. Once again, I'm seeing this more and more, and I'm using it more and more. Get rid of the natural ramps by putting in your own stairwells. And this just works great, mainly if you're soloing. The only time it doesn't work great is when you got somebody shooting them and blowing up propanes. Otherwise, everything should just walk right up here. taking them out with traps, normal. But once they get up here, he has a launcher, and he's using the wooden floor spikes to slow them down. Here to another launcher. Here to this launcher, which hardly anything is going to survive this. And once they get here, 3 dynamos, and then launched up to a 45, and then back out. And basically, it's an infinite loop, where they just have to keep going around this one time and time again. If they get by it, you get another launcher, which sends them right back to that one, which goes around. This launcher, let's see, well, since this is only being used for the first couple Storm Shield defenses, this hopefully these launchers will hold up. In later missions on other ones where you have that infinite loop, you're definitely going to have to be replacing them. But then you just come in here and you get straight to the 45 with the launcher, kicking them back once again. And he is using gas traps around some of the corners and using ceiling electric fields. If you are lucky enough to have both of those, great. That is awesome and should definitely be what you're doing. In here, usually I put a high-level zapper right here because only a few mobs will get in here, and the few mobs that do will be the smashers. So they have just tons of hit points that need to be taken out. But not everybody, including myself, has a high-level ceiling zapper. So, but no, and this is a mirror image of it over here. This is a great, strong defense. And in truth, this is identical to what I used in Stonewood on my home base, where I had the 45, I had one tile area with traps, and then I split it off with launchers right there, and it works great. So what I was using in Stonewood is still a super defensive strong point when you get all the way up to Twine Peaks. And I'm just trying to get turned around. All right, there we go. And then over on this side, all this has been pretty well taken down. I'm sure he had some defenses built here. He does have the slant, same as on the other two sides. And over here, he has built his new amplifier. This thing is just huge. This is such a trouble point. This is both one of the easiest and best amplifiers to defend when it comes to the west, and it is the worst, or one of the worst, defending to the north. The evil amplifier, the amplifier I hope I can run in Twine Peaks and not have to place, is this guy right over here to the northwest. If you don't have to place it, don't place it. It will just be a nightmare for you. And if you want to see why, go watch my Twine Peaks soloing Storm Shield Defense 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. It definitely was worse than everything else combined. But back to Udder here. The north side, I actually kept getting attacked by range mobs here. Just waves of lobbers, flingers, and blasters coming up this wave. This is a huge challenge because of this ridge. It is a nightmare ridge, and to make it worse, the flat area, boom. And that one changes a little bit because I'm sure he's been down here a half dozen times and it never blew up this wood floor. Did this time. So that gets really ugly really fast. And if I remember right over there by that natural slant, the lobbers would all come up and they would hang right there, throwing just tons of stuff. And also, now you're in Twine Peaks. Before, my forge with 3-tier metal with a constructor base on it could really hold up a long time with lobbers thrown at it. In Twine Peaks, your metal isn't going to last very long. So you have to be able to take out those lobbers very fast. Either have lobber shields so they can't be throwing stuff, or have some good friends with sniper rifles that can take them out. And also this spawn point changes quite a bit. Fluctuates, I should say. Sometimes there's a natural divide right here. Sometimes the vast majority comes over here, more to the northwest, and up this piece to that ridge. And other times, a large part of them will come up this ramp. And right now, he just has it sectioned off with metal to keep them out, but there's a natural ramp right there. May just want to throw down some launchers just in case. But coming through here right now, mainly early on, this is probably enough defenses. I think it was a Dash Brandon video. He got attacked by smashers this way. So you may want to have a 45 up against your amplifier here. But on this side, and this is a good thing to do because you will have flinger trash flying up here. You will have the dwarf husk. And even though you can't get attacked from this side with the lava, and there's a gigantic pit right down there, put launchers here with 45 so that anytime you got stuff, like I said, flinger trash chasing after you, you just jump down here and you don't have to waste bullets. You don't have to waste your weapon durability. Just have the traps throw them off into the lava. But over here, this is great, and you can hardly see it. He's already put in some walls, and he put in a launcher here, and all he has to do is once this shield is gone, put in a launcher right on this wall right here. And then out there, where he hasn't put a floor, put another floor with a floor launcher with a hitting of 45, sending them back down. You can defend this whole side. And I'm trying to find... Nah, I got to get up higher. Alright, excuse me while I run around in a circle for a bit. Here we go. We got his natural... or his ramps he put up. This one is actually super easy to defend. And what I did was I ran my Storm Shield defense, and I'll probably do it when I do my video on it. But my east side was so strong that I didn't have to be there for it. I dropped my base the first time I did it, and then I ran over here, and along the spawn point is out there by that rock. That rock or so, but everything will be coming in there. Some will drop down here, and you have that ridge, and then they will be coming up this ramp right here. And all I had to do is run down to the bottom of that ramp. It's 3 tiles wide. I put up 2 walls, and then on this edge of the ramp, because everybody wants to be, all the Husk want to be on this edge because it's the closest to your amplifier, I put floating walls with launchers, spitting them off the side, and then floor pieces here with floor launchers and 45s above them. So I just kept everything that kept coming up, and it kept being smashers and propanes, just kept getting kicked down down below. And if you want to hit them with RPGs or just snipe them or, you know, just ignore them, you can take them out. The only problem is let's see, there's a tile there. This tile right here, it will not allow you to build upon. So there is going to be one little gap in your defenses, but as long as you stand over here, they will continue the path, which is on a narrow ridge, which you put launchers on it again, without a problem. If you have somebody who stands over here because they want to snipe or whatever, then suddenly this gap right here that you can't put a wall on, all the mobs will go through the gap to try to get the person up here top. So make sure if you got people or defenders that they are over here in line with your amplifier in order to keep your pathing. Alright, I'm going on a lot on this because this is the first one I've done in Twine Peaks. And once again, really strong defenses. He has a ton of metal up here. The lobbers are just a nightmare on this one. You may want to extend this out a ways. But super strong defenses here. And even though he hasn't built it up yet, I want to run over to the south side. He hasn't placed an amplifier there, I should say. But here, and actually, I'm going to bring this up because if you watch A1 videos, or if you watch my track video, you know the geysers I jump on. There, that is a geyser. Will I die? Let's find out. Am I going to die? No! Alright, great. But yeah, that thing shoots you up, what, 4 or 5 tiles? And A1 found out about it on accident. He had mobs coming up here. He had launchers to throw them off. But if you throw a husk on that geyser, he will just sit there and keep bouncing up and down on the geyser. It's pretty cool. I'm going to try to implement that into my trap system when I do this, because I really want to see that go off. But yeah, I was kind of disappointed because I knew of that and I wanted to incorporate it into my traps when I got here. I wanted to be the first one on YouTube to put it on there. And then A1 Get This Money got it on there before I did. So kudos to him. But anyway, I digress. Do you notice I do tangents? Lots and lots of tangents. Anyway, now we're doing tangents about tangents. South side here, heavily trapped coming up this ramp. This ramp's kind of a pain. I would love it if you could get mobs to come up this edge so that you could put launchers to spit them off, but they won't. Since the home base is there, they always want to get as close to it as possible, so they come up here. With these defenses, they're not going to get very far. Launcher into a timeout room. I need to level up my freeze traps because freeze traps are great for timeout rooms. Over here, he has a launcher here, and at this point, his launcher should be powerful enough to send mobs back 2 or 3 tiles. The one he sends back 3 tiles gets a launcher with a 45 and spit out over the edge. And then here, launcher, spitting out. Nothing is going to be getting up here. This is great. But on this side, I need to run it. But what I had done, and I did it because I saw someone else, I built a wall right here. And this is when the storm shield is right up against this. But put a wall, third wall here. Wall with a launcher on it, floor piece with a launcher on it to a 45, and then I extended that out and put floors there. And every single mob, because there is the spawn point, right over here is the spawn point. Since it's over here, all the mobs would walk over to that launcher, or the 2 or 3 launchers I placed, floor launchers and wall launchers, and they would go flying down into the lava with hardly anything getting around over here. The only thing is, I've brought this up on a few of my videos. A friend of mine wanted to see it, and he got up here to snipe, and I told him 4 or 5 times, don't stand there, because if he stands there, instead of the mobs going around the wall, they will beat down the wall and destroy it. I put up a snipe tower up here on top of the cliff, and ran it a second time, and there was no issue, no problems. But once again on that, just doing something like here, wall, 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 floor, floor, and then floor. Everything that spawns over there will come this way. And after the storm shield moved, I continued the floor out to that piece and here. And once again, more floor launchers with 45s. And defending the south side was so easy. But just throwing that out, once again, this is an extremely strong and well-built fort. It will definitely hold up on the waves without issue. Did some really creative stuff. This looks like overkill for Storm Shield defense early on too, but this is going to be here until Storm Shield defense number 10. One issue I did have very late again around Storm Shield 9. The spawn point, every Storm Shield, it changes a little bit. It seems to grow a little bit. And around Storm Shield 9, they started spawning on the very edge of this rock outcropping, which caused some of this stuff to get blown up. And then on Storm Shield 10, on the second level of this upcropping, I started having mobs spawn up there. And a lot of times it was blasters, and they would just stand up there and be a huge nuisance. But wanted to let you know all that. I look forward to hearing from Udder how well this holds up with everything. Also with this spawn point, if mobs stop spawning here, since he did put down that amplifier. And I think we are good. Definitely ask all the questions. I love these, I don't know, they look like tentacles or arms coming out of the 45 launchers. 45 degree, Floor launcher with a 45 degree. There we go. Yeah, it's definitely time to go. All right. Take care. Have an amazing day. I look forward to all your questions and comments. Enjoy.